Well, hello and welcome to Soap Secrets. Now, Claire. Hi, Claire. How are you?
Hi, Hannah.
Casualty. Let's start with it because it's all secrets and lies this week, isn't it?
It is all secrets and lies, Hannah. If we remember, a couple of weeks ago, we saw Teddy feeling unwell. He was a little breathless, wasn't he? He
Yes.
keeps running with this girl he fancies, and but she keeps beating him, and he keeps pushing himself. But he gets a bit breathless. And we saw him buy a potion from receptionist Paul. We're not quite sure, are we, Hannah? What's in this potion?
What is in it?
So Teddy and Jan go out on a shout, to help a teenager, AJ, who climbs a tree and has a hallucination. And Jan's going, I'll just get the fire brigade to help him down. And Teddy goes, no, and he shins up the tree. But halfway up the tree, he faints and falls out.
Oh.
Yes, so this is quite serious. He faints and he's fallen out of a tree and he has to be resuscitated. He's brought in because he's fallen with his head blocked. It's really quite scary. He's brought in. Paul sees him come in. He's panicking that his potion has caused it. Of course he is.
Yeah, what is this? I want to know what this potion is.
Well, it's just it's a tincture of something that you pay a lot of money for, probably, that doesn't work.
Oh, so there's not some major ingredient that's going to cause a real problem.
No, it's just a load of rubbish. But he doesn't quite know what he doesn't know, does he?
No,
he didn't make it. He bought it off a mate. Something, that's how
something that you just don't ever do.
Yes,
kids.
So he's really, really panicking. So we have to ask ourselves, what is the matter with Teddy? Because Ethan comes out and starts doing tests, and Teddy's getting really, really stressed because Ethan says, well, Jan's called your mum, and we met Gaynor, and she's a force to be reckoned with.
Is she back this week?
She is back this week. It's nice, actually, to see the interplay between Jan and Gaynor, because Jan's very forthright and Gaynor's very, I don't want Teddy doing this. We don't know why she's so protective of him and why she's smothering him, but there must be something. Perhaps somebody, perhaps his father. We don't know. We don't know who his father is. Perhaps his father died suddenly, and this has affected her.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously something there's a reason why she's so kind of concerned about him all the time, I suppose.
Yeah.
So that will all unravel.
Yes, because most people wouldn't feel that a paramedic's job is dangerous. They would be proud, wouldn't they?
They would, yeah. But then she doesn't want him to climb the tree. She doesn't want him to do anything.
I know.
I think Jan and Gaynor, that is quite a meeting of minds, isn't it? Because it's so different.
Yes, and Jan's so good, and she does speak her mind to poor Gaynor, and so it's nice to see this side of Jan, family side. Yeah,
absolutely, and there's other stuff going on this week, because huge secret, isn't there, between Marty and Addie?
Yes. So Addie's very wears his heart on his sleeve, and he tells Marty that he's falling in love with him. And Marty's a bit more hesitant, I think, Hannah, and this makes him feel a little nervous. And then Addie suggests dinner as he has something to tell him.
Ooh.
So this is really, really what does he have to tell him? This is actually quite a big storyline, and then we see a pregnant woman called Jessica comes in after a fall. She's hurt her arm. She just is nothing much. She's just hurt her arm, and she appears to know Addie.
Oh, okay. So the secret might start unraveling now.
Yes, and just what is between Addie and Jessica, and will Addie tell Marty what his big secret is?
Well, do you think he might sort of, pull out at the last, kind of not tell him at the last minute?
Well, it is a shocker, this one. Will he tell him? I mean, it's a big secret. He's a bit worried about how Marty might react. He might not. Yes, he might pull out of telling him. But I think, if they're going to go forward as a couple, they need to be open about what is in both of their lives.
And you've all got a past. That's the thing. I guess it's what's in that past. Most people have a past. But Addie's really jumping in with both feet, so I'm guessing the secret could completely derail that.
Yes, because Addie's lovely, and he is, as I say, he's the more touchy-feely one, and Marty's pulling back just a wee bit.
Yeah. So let's talk about Holby now, because it's coming to a close soon. We say it every week, and every week we get that little bit closer. But the famous face who returned last week, Elliot Hope, played by Paul Bradley.
I know. Of course, Paul Bradley was in EastEnders as well.
Yes.
And we last saw Elliot in 2019 when Paul came back for the show's 20th anniversary.
Yeah.
So this is the penultimate episode.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
Yes. So.
Oh my goodness me. Okay, so tell us. So yeah. Okay, so tell us more.
So the first ever episode was back on the 12th of January 1999. Last century, Hannah, last century.
That makes me feel old.
That's so last century. And there were only 9 episodes. They only made 9 episodes in a series. How weird is that?
That's so weird.
Because it's just on every week at the moment. So, you kind of think, what, you only got 9 episodes? So how did the fans manage? So... You've got to have a tissue at the ready, Hannah, this week, a tissue.
Not a glass of wine, or both.
Because it's the penultimate episode. And Elliot is back to save Jack. Well, we kind of knew that. And that was he was the doctor that Fletch was calling. So time is running out, and he has agreed to operate on Jack's tumour. And it's a very complicated operation which involves freezing her or lowering her body temperature.
Right.
So it is, it is going to be. It's a really stressful operation.
But she's increasingly unwell. I mean, this kind of. I mean, we know the show's not going on, but it can't go on, can it? It can't carry on. Her sort of just continuing with being so unwell.
No. So the operation is moved forwards. So it's brought forward. And can Elliot succeed where others have failed? Because she is looking quite peaky now, very peaky. I mean, I think Rosie, who plays her, she's doing this without makeup, and she looks gorgeous without makeup. I'm not sure I would be on screen without any makeup.
No, definitely not.
She looks, she's got wonderful skin, so she looks absolutely lovely. But she is looking, a little more peaky. So they start the operation this week. Where will we be this time next week, Hannah?
Yeah, I know. I kind of want. I just feel like it would be awful if she was to go with the programme.
Well, Hannah, they could either have an upbeat ending or a downbeat ending. It's a bit close to call at the moment. I think the fans perhaps are hoping that Jack will survive this tumour.
Fingers crossed on that one. I can't believe it's in the penultimate. But also, there's other stuff going on this week because Claudia's mum accuses Josh of failing her daughter.
Yes. So Claudia's mum pitches up. We remember that we saw Josh not taking Claudia's calls, and then she came in after drinking that noxious stuff. They couldn't save her, and she sadly died from what she did for her bulimia. And Claudia's mum gives Josh the diary, Claudia's diary, and that's where we read all about how Josh won't take my calls, how she was spiralling out of control, and it's really, really sad. So, can Josh beat his bulimia, and or will someone else have discovered his secret? Because only his partner knows. Yeah. Only Ange knows at the moment.
Yeah.
So they're tying little ends up. So I'd say this is a tying of an end up.
Okay. And we do have some happy news this week, don't we?
Yes. So this was nice because I felt for this couple, for Amelia and Eli. We saw the pain for their failed IVF. We saw her miscarriage, and then we saw her take care of little Juliet, only for Nikki to take Juliet back, and how that nearly broke her and Eli. And they announced that they're pregnant this week.
Oh, that's nice.
So that is very, very, very nice. Because I was wondering whether maybe Juliet would go back to them, but no.
Well, so I mean, how this is all going to end? I mean, it'll be 23 years, won't it? 23 years of the show.
Yes.
Wow.
Who knows how it will end? I mean, there's, we've got Fletch. He's so good. I love Fletch. I was wondering whether he'll pitch up in Casualty.
I feel like some of them need to go across. I mean, the interesting thing about this, of course, is that it's not ending how I'd imagined it was going to end. Actually, I thought it'd be some sort of big explosion or something, but it doesn't seem to be gearing up for that at all. It's like you say, tying up loose ends. Maybe it won't be the explosive end that we kind of once spoke about.
Yeah. It's certainly Jack who is the face of Holby. It's certainly she's the focus of it. So
yeah, absolutely. Right. Well, that's your hospital gossip for this week, and we'll be back next week. So it'll be the last ever episode. So we wait with bated breath. We'll see you next week.